All righty, folks. We are live. We are live. And we are live. What is going on? Let me see. Let me share this out on here. What is going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having an amazing day and great start to the week. Let's see. Mhm. So yeah, man. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about your daily mindset, man. And I just want to thank everybody for joining me. Everybody on YouTube, everybody on the Wisdom app, and everybody on Clubhouse for joining yours truly again. I am Demani Alvarez, aka Mr. Soul of a Man 504. So, man, let's go ahead on and get straight into this thing. So, what is this thing called your daily mindset? And why should you get into a routine of, chipping away at it every day, doing something every day, like something, man. You got to put something to it. I know we need to rest. I know we need to, I know we need to, like, have a day where we, can think about some stuff and all of that good stuff. But man, I feel life only stops once when you're not here anymore. So, in between that, we have stuff to do. Seriously. I was thinking about it earlier, man. I was like, man, you know what? While I have a little free time, I really need to, I really need to be earnest about it, and I really need to take advantage of it because you never know when, you never know when, shifting circumstances, man, you never know when something is going to happen and you don't necessarily have that free time anymore. It could be a number of things. Sometimes my schedule would change because of a job, and that's why I'm taking the time now to go live and building up content. And for me this year, that was important. Among other things, um, that I'm doing out here. And, so I have to really hold myself accountable. I do, because if I don't, then, what happens? Then nobody is going to take me seriously in the things that I'm doing and how I'm presenting myself out there, and what I have to say. If I don't take the time to say it, yeah, it's not every day that if you're out there, that you're going to be a guest on somebody else's podcast. And you need to water your, hey, what's going on, Miss Morrissey? You need to water your own garden, man, before you start, before you naturally start to think about uh pushing somebody else brand, or if that's part of your brand, having guests on and different things like that. Or yeah, that's another thing. You can have guests on, your own podcasts and things of that nature, man. So and for me this year, it didn't matter, like the Rock said, "I'm sorry, what's your name?" And somebody would say, "Well, it doesn't matter what So it didn't matter to it doesn't matter to me now that I don't have, like, a billion people watching me. That'll come in time. So they'll have like hours and hours and hours of content to go back and watch, and they're going to select, man, you know what? I'm glad you took the time to put all of that stuff out, so that so it doesn't feel like you're just starting. And people, we live in an era of binge watching, the streaming services, Netflix, Hulu, all of that stuff, man. And by me being diligent and constant and moving in this thing called the right direction, it's important that I have the right mindset daily. I do, because I was like, man, there's 24 hours in a day, and if I have a little free time today, what can I do? And sometimes we're like, well, like I've heard people say, well, I have five life coaches, and I have a life coach for this. Look, sometimes we don't have a budget for all of that. Sometimes you got to be your own life coach, for real. Seriously, there's free luck. There, look, whatever you need to do, uh, you could add, look, as long as you have the internet, you can watch free YouTube videos all day, man. If you need some kind of motivation, I'm sure somebody has said, or somebody is saying, or will say out there, is going to motivate you, and whatever times out of 10, you're probably going to catch it, and it's probably going to hit you, and you're like, okay, I need to I need to do this today. I need to write this out. I need to, I need to be more consistent in this. I need to I need to think about taking these things up to a whole nother level. What if you meet, like, like, what if you naturally meet somebody soon, and they're like, okay, so tell us about you, and you've done nothing, like, literally, you don't have anything to show them, whatever it is you're trying to do, you're like, yeah, I'm a coach, and I'm trying to, what's going on, Lady V, representing Junk Closet Nation. What if you, not what if, when, because, the landscape, of this year is, will be changing, man, for, as we continue to go along. And, what if you weren't putting in the time that you needed to put the time in? You're like, well, I want my face out there, and I want to do this, and I want to, do that. And you weren't doing any of those things. You're like, I love to use that example of, probably one of the best ones I know, with Will Smith, and how he became the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on the TV show, when Quincy Jones and him, they were at this big Hollywood party, and Quincy Jones walked up to him and said, hey, man, this new TV show I want you to try out. He was like, okay, yeah, yeah. When you want to do it? He said, yeah, we're going to do it now. We're about to have an audition. Will was like, whoa, wait. I'm not, he said, not ready for that. So sometimes an opportunity is going to come smack you in the face, and it could be right then and there. And you just have to be ready. That's just what it is, man. Or if you're not ready, you get ready. You make it up in your mind as you're going along. I'm not saying fake it till you make it, because you can only fake it till you make it for so long, and not saying I don't know, and along with that, you gotta pick up those skills, man. And you have to have that mindset of, like, I'm not going to say now and never. I'm going to say this is my now, and this is my forever. I like to change and remix stuff. I don't like to say, well, if this, I think somebody was talking to somebody about missed opportunities, and so, like, well, it's never going to get that opportunity again. Well, maybe not, but you're going to get better opportunities again, man. That mindset, it's tuning it. You gotta, you have naturally fine tuning yourself, fine tuning it to something greater and something more tangible, man. If you're anything, if you're anything like me, and like somebody likes to say, if you're a chosen one, or whatever, however you want to spin that narrative, if you're someone who feels like you have something greater to do in your life, if you feel like you have this untapped potential inside of yourself, I think I heard somebody talking about this earlier, and maybe it's time to tap that potential, like seriously, and and go forward and make that happen, man, and instead of just needlessly sitting around. Like, somebody told me you can sit on the sidelines for oh so long, and until that opportunity is going to come. And when that opportunity comes, it may not just be one. It's going to be that opportunity, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. Somebody said if you continue to do something, that's how repetition starts. That's how it becomes not anything bad, but that's how it becomes a great habit for you. And to me now, winning sounds better than anything else out there. Like, seriously, wouldn't you want to be someone who is blowing people's minds out there because they can't figure you out, and they're like, all the stuff going on in the world, how you know they see you doing extraordinary things. They're like, how did you get your man? I remember we started on social media together. Now you have like, you have like thousands of followers on every platform. Like, yeah, how's that possible? It's like there was something, that there was something about you that was tangible. You kept showing up. You were visible. The word got out, and I'm telling you now, word is going to get out. You can't, you cannot keep. You can only keep the cat in the bag for oh so long until that bad boy scratches his way out. And then it's off to the races, and it's like, uh-oh, got my shot. Like, what are you gonna do? I was watching, what was it, the 40-year-old virgin, and it was Kevin Hart. I forgot the other guy's name. So they were arguing in the scene, and the guy was like, the 40-year-old virgin. I think his name was Steve Carell. He's telling the head manager. He's like, oh, what are you gonna do now? And she's like, what are you gonna do, Mr. Floor Manager? You asked for this position, so you go over there and handle it. I have other things. I have to run the whole store. You go take care of that. So just to say that, you gave yourself these titles, you worked on all of your content, you put whatever, all these classes together, and people are showing up, or you've written all of these books, and people are like, man, hey, can hey, you think you can come down to our store, man, and sell some of your books? And these aren't like mom, these right, like somebody said, people, they put the work in, marketed themselves 24/7, especially these TikTokers. They are utterly devoted to their platforms. I remember the first time I did improv. I always knew I was sharp enough. I always knew I was funny. I was, whatever, whatever, whatever. But the main thing about it was, I would sit back, and I would watch as regular people tell the funniest stories. And I was so nervous to go up there. Probably took me about, I don't know, 5 to 6 weeks before I went up. And they were like, okay, so they were like, okay, so for the new people, anybody that wants to go up. So I got the nerve up, and I went, and I did this. It was totally at the top of my head. I told this story, and I killed it. They loved it. And I was like, okay, man, you know what? I can do this. I can get in front of people, and just whatever it is. I guess you would, I know there's a thing called Toastmasters, where they would go through the alphabet and just maybe throw you a certain word or something like that, and you just have to talk about it. So, and I've learned that over the years from watching, being in church, watching people preach. I mean, there's only the Bible is an amazing book, but it's still a book, and it's only so many stories, but they did a great job of remixing those stories and, telling them from different perspectives, and it was, the same, like I was a big wrestling fan growing up. So I would watch them, well, adding cartoons and all of that stuff, but cartoons we'll put on the side for a second. But watching people do like wrestling promos, like The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hogan, and no matter how you feel about them, these they were, they would draw money. They were great at what they did, and that's what that is. And so a lot of what they do, a lot of what they did, put into what I do. It's like like your daily mindset. It's like, hey, what you gonna do, brother? What where your daily mindset comes running wild on you, and seriously, what are you gonna do? Like, are you writing down these ideas? Are you putting your plans into action? Are you, formulating these things to be the best you that you can be, as you continue to, soar? Or are you, sitting there in self-doubt and you're like, well, man, you know what? I'm here and I just don't, something's telling me it's there, but I can't, I don't see it, I've been to, I've talked to people in church. I talked to the prophets, and I've gone to the tarot people, and I've gone to whoever else, and everybody's saying the same thing. But I don't know, But the main thing you don't want to do is just to doubt yourself, man. Just you don't want to doubt yourself, and you want to take extreme time and value care in you. That this is your uh let's just say your brand is your network, and when people check you out, they're gonna like, oh, okay, so so you like you've been doing this for a while. You may not, you may have more of a underground appeal, which is, you don't have the, I don't know, whatever, the billions of followers like these, folks doing this little silly stuff on the internet. But you have some impressive content, like we could, man, we could do some things here. There's all kind of ways to, you know, there's all kind of new ways to reinvent the wheel, or to reinvent yourself, or to, to put something fresh, something new out there. And when it's time to, when it's time to put it out there, do that, and do that masterfully. Like I have a whole new respect for I took some acting classes during the pandemic. I had some downtime. So, somebody I knew was like, hey, my friend such and such is in town. And, if you're really thinking about, maybe doing acting or something like that, go hit them up. So, I went online, I tracked them down, and, did some acting classes for a few weeks. And, that's acting is a whole different kind of animal, but hey, I surprised myself, seriously. Because I would always say, man, you know what? If I can go to somebody, if I can like put my best face on and pretend to go to somebody's job for like, I don't know, 8+ hours a day and not walking out of there wanting to strangle somebody, then man, I can do this, just 'cause, I mean, I'm already a writer, and already put myself in that mindset of characterization, and coming up with the plot, and the different scenes. And I do that with the little short videos I do on the internet. But all of that, is it's training for it's training. And I'm not, who knows, I'm not here to talk myself out of anything. So I really try to use my words very I try to use my words very righteously these days, because I don't want to, I don't want to talk myself out of anything, because when I first started writing, I never knew that would lead to this, or being on other people's platforms, and and speaking in front of folks, and all of that stuff, man. But man, I'm telling, once those what she said, oh, must have she had there. Yeah, but anyway, once the creative juices get flowing, let them flow. Again, what did God say? Let there be light. So it was, man. And you had power to create your own universe. You do. And you can do that, or you cannot do that. That's the that's the thing. So that and the amazing thing is, sometimes we don't notice it until we have our aha moments, and we are like in those situations, and somebody might say, like, hey, we need somebody to do X, Y, and Z. And maybe you've done something close to that. And they look at you and they say, hey, haven't you done something like blah, 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 whatever, whatever? Man, look, we need you to host the show tonight, like, for real. Seriously, we need you to, host the show, work the red carpet, whatever, whatever. Man, look, we got some clothes for you. We're gonna send you the makeup, wardrobe, and just we'll walk you through it. Don't worry about it. And so you get an opportunity to do that. Me, I would like to learn it all. Seriously. I want to know how it all ticks, how it all comes together. Some people may just be happy with just being in front of whatever, whatever, and not but I want to be the captain, not one, but I am the captain of my own ship. So, that is. And I'm not, again, I don't know everything, but not going to use that as an excuse. But I'm going to learn from the best, and I'm going to learn from the brightest out there. And as they are going to learn from me, like, man, like yesterday on the clubhouse, prompt to spiritual room. And mhm. Oh yeah, so the main thing is to continue to push yourself, and just to continue to grow along your journey. And let me see something. Yeah, man. And so the important thing, the important thing about it is that using your time wisely. That's all I'm saying. With your daily mindset, people always say, having the mindset of a winner, a go-getter, naturally just naturally just hold on, who would this be? Vision content. Okay. We have a guest on the map. Let's see. So yeah, just naturally putting yourself out there, man, and just making it happen, and not stopping. That's the thing. Not just going. Once the train gets on the track and it's going full speed, it doesn't stop. So don't jump in front of it. Seriously. Hey, what is going on today, sir? Mr. Lawrence, Sally, how are you? I'm great. How about yourself? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just talking to the good people about their daily mindsets. Just having a winning mentality, having a mentality that you're going to use the time that you have wisely, and maybe putting your content out there, getting yourself up, getting yourself moving, and getting yourself kind of prepared for the game, so to speak. Absolutely. That's a really good topic. That's something that I've been working on this week. Yesterday I was in the studio and I was literally building out content for the week. So it's nice because it's part of being proactive. And like you mentioned, those daily
having that daily mindset of just being consistent. When you plan ahead, it just gives you the ability to be more disciplined and consistent in that area. So yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and like I told the people, it's the beautiful thing about it is that everything that you're doing along the way is going to help you to connect and to prepare for the next thing. It may not always line up with everything that you've done, but it's going to line up with a lot of what you've done. So you're gonna look when you get there, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, well, man, this is just like doing this, but it's just on a bigger level.
There's a term that literally came to mind. I don't think it's a like legitimate term, but it just kind of hit. You have gateway drugs, but then I do believe there's also called gateway success. Just
Hmm.
successes that leads to others more successes. And I think the beauty of it is that that's how our purpose evolves in life is just when we take one success at a time and literally just pursue it, and allow ourselves to truly be developed. So I might start using a gateway success.
Yeah, that'd be an amazing topic. That'd be an amazing topic to talk about because yeah, you're right. People, when people talk about, they'll talk about like the gateway people, those like guarding the gate, not letting anybody else through, or like you said, the gateway drugs. Maybe something in a negative connotation. But yeah, yeah, I love that. I love that title.
Yes, sir. So I mean, anything dealing with mindset, I'm all in. I was studying this book by Dr. Carolyn Leaf. It's called "Cleaning Up Your Mental Mess," and it started really debunking the idea that it takes 21 days to form your habit. Because that's what we're used to saying, right? We're used to saying, like, if you want to, new mindset, you want to change your habits, you just do something for 21 days, and then it sticks with you. But that's not actually true. What happens is it actually changes your mindset, which is good for this topic, right? So if we want a new mindset, we have to do something consistently for 21 days in order for it to become a habit. And this is where it builds into our neuroplasticity, which is our autonomy, what we do automatically in behavior. You have to do that for 63 days, and then it becomes a habit. So I immediately thought about that when I saw your topic about like mindset, and I think this is great for us who are trying to accomplish new things, but sometimes we don't have the energy to follow through. It gets frustrating to follow through certain things, and let's face it, you challenges when you're trying to set something new or establish something new in your mindset or new for your business or organization or anything. And so understanding the process is that there is a level of mental fighting that comes in, or mental battles that happen when you are trying to establish something new. And it's important that you recognize that as a common process and keep pushing and don't allow that to keep you, like, stop you from going forward to develop that new mindset and ultimately developing new healthier habits and behavior.
I want to thank you for saying that because I literally said the exact same thing, not in those words, but like creating that, creating that mindset and creating like this masterful habit that you're going to, like pronounce into the new you. Like I think Lauren Hill said that. She said that, like just because y'all see me up here, performing this music, don't think y'all know me because this is a part of my growth. And, a part of my growth is going to, every time as the years go by, I'm going to gain wisdom and knowledge. And, some things are going to change about me. She said, I even have to like introduce the new me to my parents, so that's just, you're going to have that growth and you're going to you're going to start, morphing into something, something new, or someone new, along the
Yeah,
way.
absolutely. And the thing is, growth or transformation is inevitable. We will develop into something new or different. We can't help that because the longer we live this earth, the more we absorb things, information, we absorb language, communication, all these things ultimately shape and change who we are and what we're becoming. The beauty of it is when we realize that we actually have the ability to intercept those things and control or manage how we grow, that becomes an even greater thing. So, we can't stop, like I said, I was just in my own room and I was saying, you can't stop certain things from happening. But you can choose the way you respond to things. You can choose the way you are proactively pursuing things. And so, as we're going through life, change will happen, but we can position ourselves for a better change than the change that is unfavorable, change that could negatively impact our health, our minds, our spirits, like everything about us. Like we condition ourselves for it will either benefit us or hinder us. So I just want to kind of share that.
Yeah, and I agree with that also. And also, I heard a young lady say that, like, doing her growth and manifestation process going in her life, she went through a few things. Long story short, she got what she was looking, or she was asking for, but she got more. And she said, one thing she asked for was that the saying, you ask not, therefore you have not. So she just asked for a smooth, she asked for a smooth process through the transition, or as smooth of a process through the transition as possible. And from what I heard, and I mean, you can only kind of gear what happened through the story, because you weren't there. But in the end, or the end of that story, everything seemed to really work out for her. Like, she always, every time she, like, some, there was always an angel that showed up, and she jumped and she landed on a soft cushion somewhere, some way, somehow.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I think, we can affect. I mean, like you said, I agree with you. There are things that are going to happen, that that we have no control over. I mean, seriously, like, things just happen. I've seen accidents right in front of me driving. But I mean, what are you gonna do? But like you said, it's when it happens, it's how you handle it. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know I'm like down to 30 seconds, so I just want to quickly just give a brief introduction of who I am for those that are in the audience. My name is Lawrence. I am a vision and content strategist by way of photography, and I focus in three areas: social media placement, corporate positioning, and branding aspirations. And what I do through photography, I simply bring your vision to life. So if you would like to connect, you can go to my profile. I have my Instagram as well as my Clubhouse link connected, and LinkedIn as well. So I would love to connect with you, and we can figure out how to bring your vision to life.
Yes, Mr. Lawrence Sally, ladies and gentlemen. Please check him out on on all things Clubhouse. Gave an amazing perspective, and an amazing perspective. Mr. Jason is back, ladies and gentlemen. So, is he there? Oh, no, he's not there. Yeah, man. So yeah, folks.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. I think the app is just a little glitchy today, but yeah. So, but one thing I was just gonna say, folks, man, good vibes. I know a lot is going on out here. I get it. Some of this stuff is beyond our control. It is what it is. But we still have to live accordingly. We still have to uh, do our due diligence to go out there and live the best life that we possibly can. Okay. But yeah, Mr. Jason is back. This is the gentleman. I think we talked a few times on here, and he's I'm gonna let him. I don't want to mess his story up because only he can tell it like he can tell it. Yeah. So the first yes. The first time I remember the first time we talked on here, I think he was at the airport. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm about to get in this airport and go meet the young lady of my dreams, and we're going to get married." And he said, "Well, I don't. That's the. I'll just leave it at that, and I'll just let him tell the rest of the story."
Oh yeah, that's fine. Well, I'll give you my full introduction because my name is Jason Bernard Humphreys Kente, son of Bernard Humphreys, a scholarship winner from Antigua. They came to Canada on scholarship and did study business. I'm a scholarship winner, one of the most scholarships at the time in my community, at least. I don't know, maybe across the country. In 1996, so I teach on 7 principles of winning scholarships, and I create scholarship winners. I was the Minister of Education, and I help the young people win scholarships. And the testimonials are at freescholarships.com. They spell free PHRE because in 1999, when I was at University of Toronto on a double work term at Microsoft, one of their websites and getting sold across the country, Canada, Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, Ottawa, Halifax, the Microsoft technology shows, doing Microsoft anti-piracy evangelism. 2 kids from my neighborhood, Pickering, in Ontario, in Canada, just east of Toronto, 2 kids sold 1 domain for $1 million. Just the domain for $1 million. And I said, if they can do that, then I can do better. I can buy one of the best marks, right? And I got better marks than Bill Gates. And he dropped out, right? Like I graduated with distinction in 2001. I got the highest marks at every school I went to until university. I just graduated with distinction. So I passed the gifted test in grade 7, most outstanding student in grade 8. I wrote my first book in 1988 in grade 5 that prophesied my life because I started reading my first book in 1986, the Gideons in the New Testament. And grade 8, we were allowed to do it at the time, and they said if you read a little bit of this book every day, God will bless you. And I believed it and received it because my parents, Bernard Humphreys and Sylvanie Humphreys, they were already bringing me to church. So I believed. And that's the second principle, the 1v7 scholarships. You have to believe. And I'm not just saying believe in God, you have to believe in yourself. So today, I lived out that dream that I wrote about in 1988 that's on my YouTube channel that's Set Free to Be Happy. So people can actually see me read the book in the summer in front of my house. I call my house the free house because I got my house free. When I was writing my book course, I delayed my mortgage 6 months after I got let go and set free to be happy. Now I'm living my dream with my God-given queen. I incorporated Dream Livers Club in Canada in 2018. And I was already running Pets Power Club. And my consultant at the time said Dream Livers Club is a better plan. And I said, I know. I'll do the better plan when I'm a better man. And that's the key to success. You can't get everything you want now. It's limited by God. So I'm a business grad because my dad told me that, when I wanted to do international development studies overseas and help the kids in Africa that I saw in the Ethiopian and in the East. When I was a little kid, I'd already been reading the Bible and I cared about them. He said, why do you want to do that? And I said, because I want to help, the Africans that need help, that are poor. And he said, you're just going to be another poor African. Why don't you stay in Canada, study business, and then you can go over there with money? And I listened to my dad because my father was my coach and made me the MVP. My father taught me how to study and learn how to be. You have to never settle for a B when I got 97%. My father asked me what happened to the other 3. And I really did get 97% in grade 9 math. So I got 100% to make my father proud of me in grade 10 math. My father taught me how to learn and earn my degree and left college. My father taught me how to see the goodness in his family and humanity. My father taught me how to live. My father taught me to forgive because he constantly had to forgive me. He taught me all that he could, and then he set me free. to explore humanity, even though he knew I would die someday. Because humanity would not always be how we all knew that humanity should be. My father loved me, taught me how to love me. Humanity would not always be as loving as he was to me, so my father sacrificed me. My father said, my father taught me to love him, and even those who hated me as much as he loved me, and to do unto all as it come to do unto me, my father, and earth with my love, and a abundance of above, and thank my father. And I did study business, and it's interesting. I happen to work at Microsoft as a co-op, right? Because I speak English and French and internet, because I started my first web design company in 1996. I have the largest collection of free websites in the world. Free, spelled P-H-R-E-E. And I'm only like 1/5. I've only developed about 1/5 or 1/6 of them. And the best ones are still to be developed. I run freehealth.org. Dispels misinformation about the pandemic, helps save single lives. Right? I have setfreetobehappy.com. That's not a free one actually, because it starts off with SET, but it's spelled free the same way. Because when I was going to buy freeshares.com, because I wanted to create a corporation where everybody's equal, right? If they accept Jesus, I went to buy FRE, but it's taken, and it wasn't a God site like mine. It was a fraud site. No free shares on there. They were just, speculating who would buy it, try to sell it for a lot of money, and they never sold it. So I bought PHRE because of my family name. There are 2 ways to spell free, and I incorporated it for $1,000 because when I was at Microsoft, I asked the lawyer how to protect an idea. And he said, "What's the idea?" I said, "You don't have to know the idea to tell me how to protect it. You could steal it." And he said, "Come on, Jason. Lawyers don't steal ideas. They say that's a good idea. Tell you how to protect it." Yeah. Because in my lawyer, what would happen in 1999? Microsoft made an announcement that they were coming out with a website named freeshares.com. A corporation that's a separate offer to get a share free, and then you can buy in, get a lot of money or whatever. And I said, that was my idea. I wanted to use it for the kingdom. I want to show everyone is equal. I wanted to make it so limit 1 share per person. Corporations are percent buyer receive shares. I wanted to solve the inequality problem that Bill Gates can't solve. They say, okay, well, Bill Gates, that's a great idea. Bill Gates versus some unknown kid in Canada named Jason Bernard Humphreys Kinte. Bill Gates versus Jason Bernard Humphreys Kinte, right? If you were that smart, then you gotta say, I got better marks than Bill Gates. I got 100% in grade 10 math. Bill Gates got a better mark than that. That's a dumb school, right? Like I would say, look, it's my idea, right? Like I look at how it's my idea. I got the highest marks in all the schools I went to, and I'm here on scholarship. And I worked at Microsoft, and I wanted to help little kids when I was young. I wanted to solve the inequality problem, right? And they said, well, listen, if you were that smart, why would you trust the Microsoft lawyer, right? And I didn't. I went to my own lawyer, Harvey Storm, in Pickering, and I incorporated the only for-profit corporation anyone problems that these can't solve. Because his last foundation, and I'm not criticizing him, right? The last foundation is the Bill and the Litigation Foundation. Right on the foundation, it says all lives have equal value. That's the point of the Bill and the Litigation Foundation, to spread that and to redistribute wealth, his wealth, right? But the only problem is he's still got so much to distribute. It's going to take him a long time, right? So I started where he is trying to end off. He said he's going to finish his leg by, giving away his money, right? By the end of his life, he's giving it away. And he got other billionaires to sign off to a pledge to donate at least half of their wealth before they die, right? But I started where he is trying to end off. I'm gifted. I solved that problem quicker. Right? I incorporated it, right? To limit my power too. Because even the president, I only have 1 share. Corporations and all groups are entitled to buy or receive shares, right? So nobody cares because you can't make money. They're looking at that and like it symbolizes eternal life. It's more valuable than any other corporation in the world, because if you take a corporation, first of all, nonprofits don't have share value, right? It's preferred shares, right? People that understand business might understand.
Yeah, that was Mr. Jason, ladies and gentlemen. He has an amazing and an incredible story. It's amazing. Yes, and I would just like to wrap this up and say, your daily mindset again, man, is everything. We have to start from somewhere. Every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So you're not the in for, and yeah, I always feel like your life resets itself, and everything along the way is going to help to teach you to get to the next level. So you're perfectly positioned to be poised for the greater leaps and bounds that are coming. So yeah, man. But yeah, but I just want to, thank everybody that came up today, and thank everybody who stopped by to listen to this soul of a man. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead on and shut this thing down as usual, folks. Thanks everybody on Clubhouse. Let's see, did I put mine? Nope. Let's see, that's okay. And thanks everybody on the Wisdom app, and I just thank you for the follows and listening in, and as we continue to grow together on this journey. Like Don Cornelius used to say, I just want to say, everybody on the Hip Strip in America, I just want to wish you all love, peace, and soul. All right, folks, I am out.